Good evening and welcome to another round of Free to Heal. So tonight we've done our check-in, and what I want to do is, for those people who will see this on video, I became involved in groups because I wrote a poem based on a relationship that I had with a person who had been incarcerated, and the relationship failed, and there are lots of reasons why, and I do want to talk about it. But the first thing I want to do, if it's okay with you, because I think you've heard this before, but I would like to read the actual poem that caused me to wind up doing groups with men who were formerly serving life sentences. And it is actually, the title of the poem is the title of the book, Hurt People Highway. And I was inspired to write this. Someone told me, my friend Melinda said, Yahweh told me to tell you to write your pain because it's going to help a lot of people. And let me just stop there and say this. I worship in the name of Yahweh. If you don't know what that is God. Do not be offended. However, I will never be able to speak to you without using the name Yahweh, because whenever God comes up in my life, that's what I'm going to say. And I have to be real. This is, let's just say this is the 100 zone. We're not faking nothing up in here, okay? So when you hear me talking, I'm going to be 100. So she told me, Yahweh told me to tell you to write your pain because you're going to help a lot of people with it. I had no idea what that meant. I had never written anything. But it led to me writing the poem, which I did at a fundraiser for the Francisco Homes. Shout out to the Francisco Homes, Sister Teresa and the guys at the Francisco Homes. And they were doing a fundraiser, and so people were doing spoken word, they were doing music and all that kind of thing. And when I recited the poem, when I finished it, the room was like exploded into applause. And one of the nuns was like, "Can I have a copy of that?" Which I gave her. Instantly, my business mind kicked in and said, "You shouldn't have gave her that. You don't have your copyright back yet." I had applied for it, but I didn't have it back yet. But that was one of those things where it was like, oh, wait a minute. But I had already given it to the sister. She the nun. She 80-something years old, but it don't matter. People steal, okay?
Right,
I don't care who you are, how old you are. They steal, right? So in my mind, wait a minute. But in any event, so a couple months later, the person who was in charge of programming at the Francisco Homes called me and said, the guys still really want to copy that poem. And I said, well, I don't want to just give it to them. I'd much rather have a conversation with them about what's in it. Because there were a lot of things that I learned being a person who loved someone who was incarcerated.
Was that before you started at the women's prison?
It was after. I started, interestingly enough, I started at the women's prison in January of that year and started at the Francisco Homes in July of that same year. And it was interesting because I never anticipated it. But believe it or not, that's been 8 years ago. 8 years ago in July, and the time just flew. But this is the poem. I've been going over it in my mind 1,000 times. How did I end up here? When you were gone, I thought I did it all right. I held you down. I had all the tools. I made my list and checked it twice. JPay, check. Global Telink account for the home and cell phone, check, check. Secure Pack account, check. Approved visitor form, check. And of course, a fresh book of stamps, check. I got a camera and lots of photo paper, so I don't even have to go to the drugstore to print out the latest family flicks. I got a job, so I send cash when you need it and put gas in the car for the long-ass ride to come see you. I got my patience to get me through the lottery and security at the visitor's gate. I got my understanding of the fact that you can't be here to hold me at night when I'm feeling down. I got compassion for the fact that you got caught up in the system in the first place. I don't hold it against you because I know they stacked the deck against you before your daddy was born. I got my love, dedication, and commitment. I kept my battery supply so I could keep it tight and right just for you. My days are scheduled around your calls, but it was all worth it because you called regularly. When I had a hard day, your letters would be waiting. I got birthday cards, Christmas, Valentine's, and Mother's Day cards. I was on top of the world because you loved me. It made me better. I walked with a spring in my step, a sway in my back, and a smile in my heart. The world was mine. What? It didn't matter that most of these relationships don't work. Hell, like you said, we know what it is. We ain't playing no games here. I counted the days until you came home. 90 days, 60 days, 30 days. Oh, shit, a week. I can't even breathe. I pack my bags and make my reservations so I can pick you up at the gate. My man can't ride no bus. I got to be there so he knows. I got your back. I think I proved it already, but just in case, I'm here. I got your favorite things and your favorite drink on ice. Nothing's too good for this day. I see the van and know that you're a few feet away. I'm shaking. I can hardly catch my breath. I'm praying that nothing goes wrong. I've been waiting a long time for this day. Finally, you're home. I finally get to cook for you, turn them tricks I told you about, taste the wine of your presence, feel the divine. But that's not what happened. See, I forgot that hurt people hurt people. I forgot that if you don't know and love yourself, there's no way you can know and love me. See, I thought the only thing between us and our happiness were the walls. But I didn't know that the walls were a blockade against your fears and insecurities. See, you knew your place behind the walls. Behind the walls, you were confident and sure. You were the sexiest man alive because you knew. You even dared to dream a dream. The walls were the security blanket that kept your manhood in check. But now you're not sure. In fact, you're insecure. In this world, you don't know who you are. It makes you mean. You can't commit to me because you can't commit to this you don't know. I realize you're hurting. It hurts you not to be able to provide, to have to accept help, not to have your own. So the hurt plays on. I'm hurt and confused every time you stand me up, don't call when you say you will, refuse to spend time with me, sit in a room and refuse to talk, withhold sex from me, start hanging with those same people you said you wouldn't, return to the things that took you from me in the first place. Oh, and let's not forget the signs of the bitches that can't wear my flip-flops, much less my Gucci boots that you fuck with to make you feel like a man. I'm devastated hurt when you tell me to go find somebody else if I can't handle it. How the hell do I do that? You got my heart on lockdown. I don't even know where to look. I've been too busy proving my love for you, waiting for you, being understanding, being patient. What the fuck do you mean? Are you serious? But I know you are. In an odd way, you tell me that because you truly love me. You know you're afraid you can't make it. You don't want me to hang around to see what you perceive is inevitable failure. I know. You lie to me because you care. Jody, my Jody. Yes, your manly philosophy is fucked up and in full effect. So stop disrespecting me by disregarding my time and feelings. Hurt. Stop making me feel like everything and everybody comes before me. Hurt. Since I'm understanding, I'm always the first in line for disappointment. Hurt. I'm the one that sent the packages, accepted the collect calls, saved the cuckoo. You said you would protect and take care of me. But why am I here alone on yet another holiday? Why aren't you here at the end of a long day? Where are you at? Jennifer Hudson. Why are you neglecting me? How did I wind up here? Alone, confused, hurt. How did I get here? That's right. It was that road traveled so often by so many before. The road from confident, strong, beautiful black man behind the walls through the gates of panic, self-doubt, fear, insecurity to full-blown identity crisis. I took that ride with you down that dark road. I should have asked the conductor, to stop somewhere along the way and got off. But I kept holding on to the poles of stabilization that were your letters, cards, and promises. I know he's in there. You look the same, you talk the same, you even laugh the same whenever I get to hear it. But it's all a mirage, because you don't know who the hell you are. But I love you still. My love, the currency of exchange, the price of admission to that crowded highway of hurt people that leads to hurt people. Got to be more careful. And that is the poem that led to 8 years of groups at the halfway house. And there are so many things in here. First of all, I want to go back and let's dissect it. And this is the reason that I didn't want to just give the poem out and not have them have anybody to talk to, is because people, the loved ones on the outside, I talked about having the tools. There is people who are on the outside are doing time with you the whole time you're doing time. They're doing time. I would go, there's a lottery system to get in to visit. And you hope to get a good lottery number, because if you get an early lottery number, you might actually get in to visit. On the other hand, getting an early lottery number means they may cut your visit short. So there's a catch-22. And I can remember distinctly going to visit.
I never knew they had lottery numbers.
But see, this is the reason why these conversations are important, because the person on the inside has no idea what the person went through just to visit, just to get in that room. So for me, for example, one time I went to visit, I only went twice because it was way above my ability to handle it.